thing.
I think it just went live.
Are we on?
Yes, we are now. This is Sizzle, brought to you by Fit to be Trained, coming to you from the Deep End Broadcasting Network studios here in the lovely Virginia Beach, Virginia, in the United States of America. Do you want to be part of the 30-day or 60-day transformation? It's always that 60 with the emphasis, not a triple button. Then contact Karen, aka Sizzle, on any of her social media platforms at Fit to be Trained. Now here's your host of Sizzle, Karen Dougherty.
You did say Dougherty. I was wondering if that was going to happen. Oh, I have my mic so far away from me. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good.
And there's
Yay! There, and there is the clapping. I forgot all about that. Oh yeah, that's right. Our audience.
They're getting their last second refreshments at the bar.
Well, it's funny that you say the bar and the because I am doing a podcast on like summer treats and summer food and summer cocktails and summer mocktails. And so that is funny that you said they're getting their refreshments at the bar. But how are you doing, Steve?
We're doing good. I have my favorite drink of the summer with me right now as we speak.
What is it? Water?
You know what? That's in the top two. That you guessed the other one. I don't know. Take another guess.
Well, you said you weren't drinking, so iced tea?
It is iced tea, and it is unsweetened variety.
You do like unsweetened, and we're in the South here, people. This is Virginia, so they like their sweet tea.
Yeah, they like their scoop of sugar in their iced tea here.
Mm-hmm.
Down in the South, the Northern folk, which that is my bloodline. We kind of shrug at that old sugar thing. We understand it because we try. We're like, oh, okay, I can kind of see how you like this. But at the end of the day, the old sugar in the iced tea is kind of gnarly, to be honest.
Does it just gets to be too much? Because iced tea is really like good
tea
for you.
And sugar. I don't want.
I do like sweet tea
for the. So traditionally, I guess Hardee's was always the sweet tea capital.
Well, Hardee's is kind of the southern gig.
Right,
I mean, it really has the biscuit down pretty well. So I'm not surprised that their tea is
the biscuit is a southern thing too. And I never really
for sure
think of it that way, but it is.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Like Hardee's. We don't even have Hardee's in New Jersey. Now that we have the same chain, and I could be wrong. There could be a Hardee's now. I've seen them on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. I don't know. I can't remember, but there's different versions of Hardee's, like Carl's Carlos
Jr. is a Hardee's.
Yeah. Yes. I think it's like the same company or something. But it's funny because all this makes me think of summer because I get on the road. I would go home to New Jersey. I've got to go to the Jersey Shore this summer at one point, I hope. And that's when I see, like, you see the Hardee's on the way home on 13. And I am in a summer state of mind because I was getting ready for this podcast. It is June 1st on Monday. We just had Memorial Day weekend. So it's on, people. It is summer. And I don't have a kid in school anymore. So I know some of you still have children that are still in school, so it might not feel like summer for you, but it's coming. So even you guys are probably gearing up because in 2 weeks, even the kids will be out.
The 4th of July is right at the end of the tunnel. You can see it in the distance.
I know. Anyway. I'm just so excited because I love the 3-day weekend. Like, I really chilled out this past weekend in Virginia. We rained. Jersey, I heard it rained the whole time. So I slept a lot. So I caught up on stuff and I did like monotonous things I don't like to do because when it's sunny out and it's nice out, I live pretty close to the beach. So I almost feel guilty if I'm not outside in the yard or even walking down to the water. If I'm going to live in this beautiful area, I feel like I have to utilize it, when it's nice out. But when it's raining, I'm like, okay, I can do my filing, like I had probably a month and a half worth of filing. I'm not even done it yet, really. And just dumb things like changing the light bulbs in the garage and just stuff that, you put off. And so I did a lot of that this weekend, but I slept a lot. I would sit down and it would be at 2 hours later. I was like, wait, what? Like, so I would fall asleep, like sitting up, like nodding out. I was I guess, so tired, and just my body was like, that's it. You're going down. And that rain and it's so easy to sleep, isn't it?
Yes, when it's cloudy outside and
love it. It's like
it's nice and dark in the house. And
I know.
You're in the AC, feeling comfortable.
I know, and snuggling. I did a lot of stuff too, and so I felt productive, happy, and I didn't have to go anywhere. So my introvert was like, yes, I'm in control. And I had the dog, and the dog hates the rain. So, because I split my dog up, I know that sounds funny, but one of my buddies and he's actually an ex-boyfriend. We've been broken up for a long, long time, that we're just friends. We forgot. Oh yeah, we did go out for a long time. That's right. But we split a dog, and it's great because dogs really take up a lot of our time, and steps. I get a lot of steps in because of my dog. But anyway, even my dog was like, nah, I'm good. I don't need to go out. I'll just go in the yard here and come back in. It was just great. But I am doing a little podcast tonight on the summer shift, like summer fitness facts, summer fun things too, and maybe nothing negative, but stuff that we should think about, like why our bodies act different in the heat. Like our heart rate rises faster in the heat, the sweat rate increases, workouts feel harder. And so we really need to adjust to those kind of issues, like thinking of walking the
humidity
dog.
will take the life out of you.
Right. Like I had to have the AC on the last 2 days in my garage working today it was like 72 in the morning because I started this morning at 6. Mm. But it was so humid that I had to put the AC on.
In a weird way, it hurts, to be honest. Like, so doing the pools and, being out in the sun when it's not humid, it's fine. It's nice. And yeah, you get hot. You're like, all right, I'm getting sun. I can tell I'm getting sunburned if I'm out there too long. But you can be out there. You're fine. The humidity is like when you're working in it, at least to me.
And it feels like you want to cry. Like I could cry.
It like hurts.
It's like being in the wind.
And it's like almost like a hot, like stabbing kind of pain in a weird way.
And it's exhausting. Yeah. I know, like a workout. So like
and water does not do it.
And that reminds me,
need to.
Like when I met you, that was at the 430s at Valiant 10 years ago, 13 years ago. Remember 430s? Yep. It would be so hot, and we'd have to do runs and stuff. We were young though.
When you look at the thermometer on the wall inside and it says 98 degrees.
It was just a sweaty mess, wasn't it? That was a fun
We
class.
did Murph in that kind of conditions one time.
Yeah, just so hot. But we were like in our 40s.
Casey was looking at me and Anthony like, you guys are athletes? That's how bad. Like I did Murph after a long Friday work day.
I know, right? Like it was nothing.
What Murph is.
And then drink beer after.
It took me, let's see, 1 year it took me 59 minutes. I think 52 seconds. I broke the hour, like sprinting.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I did really good. In my best shape. And then like a year later was literally at like a minute, like an hour 15, hour 20 minutes. Because I worked all day. I was not hydrated.
Right.
And we go in that gym and it's 98 degrees on a Friday.
To do Murph at 4:30.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'll just go over it briefly because we did talk about it last week, but it's a mile to start and then it's 100, 200, 300. So it's 100 squats. No.
100 pull-ups.
100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats.
Right.
And then you run a mile again.
Right.
So you can break it up though. So you don't Murph, the traditional Murph, you don't even break that up. You do 100 pull-ups, then 2. I mean, it's crazy.
Most of the times, that's the way I've actually done it.
I know you said that, but normally you can break it up. So I always did. Like in fact, like I used to run the mile. Some people put a weight pack on. Most people, the athletic people do. I've never put a weight pack on because I've been doing Murph. This was the first year I didn't do it too. For 14 years. I think I've been doing CrossFit 14 years. So a long time. And I'm 60. So I was pretty young when I started. I was only 46. So I could really get it. But I was injured a lot when I was younger. And so now I'm like, I'm doing my mobility. I feel really good. I was kind of wondering, I might be a little less muscular than I was when I was younger. So maybe that makes it easier with the mobility too. Because when you pack on a bunch of muscle, it does make you can imagine it makes you stiffer and which I mean, you can still get mobile. So that's why you need more of it when you're packing on some muscle. But when I was younger, I didn't do that. I was like, remember even in our 40s, like we would be done there. We'd all go out to eat. We'd go to the bar. We'd go do stuff. It was fun. I had a kid back then, so I didn't get to do all that. But I would get to meet you all, and it was always a fun scenario. And there was always drinking and eating going on. That's what I like about CrossFitters. They're just not afraid to get her. It seems like our gym is very large, very successful, and great, and everybody's maturing. You know what I mean? Like there's not quite as much partying going on, but that's because everybody's got kids. And my kid is grown, so I'm kind of wanting to do things again, go out. Not necessarily partying anymore, but retaking my time back. Like I really love kayaking. And we live in the Tidewater area. So kayaking is really cool around here. Like I usually try to do what's popular in that area, like Minneapolis, Minnesota. They had really great bike trails. So biking was super cool. And so here kayaking is where it's at. And so I got myself a Subaru, not this past year, but the year before, because I wanted like the racks and that kind of stuff so I could do stuff like that. I'm getting my bicycle all tuned up. And it's not even my bike, it's Ian's from him cruising around the beach when he was all of his teen years. I always had him hooked up with a good bike because you know how that is. Like for the teenagers, they get far distance with those cool beach cruisers, you know. So I'm getting that thing tuned up. Now the bikes, what about the guys in town, the young kids in town? They've got little mini motorcycles. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, I'm so glad I didn't have to deal with that. I feel sorry for moms that have to deal with that.
I mean, these kids are doing wheelies down the street and everything.
Oh my God, mine would have too.
At a very high rate of speed, I might add. And
I feel so sorry for the moms because mine would have been one of them. I mean, he was a skateboarder, surfer, and bicycle. And I was in the ER with this. The skateboarding was usually what got him.
Right.
You know, that was
sketchy to say the least.
Oh my gosh. And they're boys. Oh my God. I'm so grateful that the motorcycles weren't out.
And I get it. Everyone, yeah, they're fine. They're kids. They'll be fine. You know, when we were kids, we wrecked our BMXers all the time when flying over the handlebars. And
I know, but
that's on us life, and we were good to go. But these kids are literally going 35 miles per hour.
Those are motorcycles.
On one wheel. And I don't trust them not to
go out in traffic by mistake.
Disintegrate themselves one way or the other.
I know. But anyway, yeah, that is I'm tuning up the bicycle, not the motorcycle. In fact, I sold my Harley last fall, so I'm glad that's done. I don't have to deal with that because I always felt guilty because I wasn't riding it enough and it's sitting in the heat. And I sold it to a guy that's going to ride it. And but I'm scared to ride motorcycles in this town, let alone have my little teenager out on one. That would be terrifying.
You can't. The thing is, just nowadays, especially here in Virginia Beach, where we have
such high traffic.
A lot of people who do not respect other people's driving, a lot of people who are from outside the area, not used to the
tourists,
way the driving is, and just military, just new military.
And just not knowing where there is fair. Yeah. And there's so much construction now that I don't even know where I am sometimes.
Right. Yeah, yes.
You know, it is really, it's no way. I was like, nope, I'm done. I mean, even a conditioned rider, but I don't want to poo-poo that, because there's probably some bikers that are listening to me, because I'm a biker, and an ex-biker, once a biker, always a biker. So I don't want to poo-poo it. It's a great sport. I love it. I just was nervous around here because of my skill level. But I did I thought about all the fun things that we get to do in the summer when I was putting this podcast together. So it did put me in a good mood after work. But there are things that we have to think about, like we just talked about, how your heart rate and all that stuff, you've got to still pay attention to your body. And a lot of that has to do with hydrating. It's such a boring thing to talk about, but the reality check is, it starts in 15 to 20 minutes, especially in a high heat or humidity. I didn't know that. So it'll start happening that fast if you're not, like, if you go out in the day. I wonder if that's what it means. Like, it can happen within 15 minutes to exposure. Like, dang, you go out to the beach and within 15 minutes, you could start going into that. So I think that's what that means. I'm not sure, but early signs are irritability. That's funny. I can get cranky in the heat. Irritability, headache, fatigue. I get fatigue. Ugh. And that's what shows up before thirst. Yeah, I think I just don't drink enough water a lot. Electrolytes matter. So once you're sweating heavily, water alone won't replace what you're losing. So hydration rule of thumb, if you're sweating, you're losing sodium. So replace both.
Yeah, just get that little electrolyte. Don't overdo it. Just get that little squirt thingy.
That pink Himalayan salt
or whatever. Is that good?
I bought that, and I put it in my drink once in a while. I use it on the food. Apparently it's really better than other salt. So
right.
But I didn't buy any fancy brand. It's like Badida, if I'm saying that right, BADIDA.
If you ever have to resort to a Powerade or Gatorade, try to mix it with water. In fact, the Gatorade Zero sugar, and I know there's probably a couple things in there that you probably need to be wary of. But the Gatorade Zero sugar, they got some good ones, man.
Does it taste good?
Yeah, it is. Is at least giving you your electrolytes, even if you are.
And you would be a connoisseur of these kind of drinks because of your job, having to be out in the heat all day. So you probably have tried them.
So a good one you can get is, and I don't know why, but back in the day, that the hangover medicine that was always a go-to is if you got a blue Powerade, but you mixed it with water half and half.
Oh.
So I continue that with a dehydration drink to get the, electrolytes in me.
Yeah.
And make sure I'm not going to just be straight water. That's a good drink to sneak into the rotation to keep the electrolytes going.
I do a lot of,
and you can get those in a lot of places.
I put lemon in my water just because, like, I buy a lemon every time I go to the grocery store. Yeah. And if I remember, I put it in my water. I did today. Sometimes I'll skip, like go for weeks, just forget and stare at that wedding in my wedding. Where did that come from? Come from that lemon in my refrigerator. So it's just kind of funny how I do things really consistently, and then all of a sudden I know it's like I'm losing my mind. And then all of a sudden I'll go for a week and I'll just stare at it. And I'll be too lazy to take the lemon out and cut it and put it in my drink. I don't get it, but that is, my brain is weird. I have a weird brain. I've been living with it for a long time. But moving on. So I won't stay on hydration because that is a boring one, but it's important. Walking in the sand. I purposely wanted to look this up. Okay. So walking in the sand is difficult. Everybody knows that. It burns 20 to 50% more calories. I didn't realize
Oh, no
that.
shit.
I didn't know that. But if you think about it,
Hey, a morning beach workout isn't the worst thing to try to walk up some.
and apparently
sandy
all you got to
hills,
do is
to be
walk
honest.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So unstable surfaces force your muscles to work overtime. Okay. So stabilizers fire like crazy, which that's just stabilizers are like your ankles, calves, glute. Well, glutes, I think of stabilizer muscles as actually the smaller muscles. So obviously your glutes, well, so it's not always the smaller muscles because glutes are definitely a stabilizer, but ankles, calves, glutes, more to keep you balanced, right? So you even think it, even core, even the anytime there's an unstable surface or uneven surface, your core works. So everything, it feels harder because every step sinks. So you lose energy return you'd normally get on pavement. So I think about when I was a little kid, my parents would take us to Wildwood, New Jersey every year for a week. My uncle had a house, this little tiny beach shack in the sound of Wildwood. Oh, it was grassy sound. They had to knock them all down. They looked like dilapidated beach shacks when you're going in, but it's so, and the smell, I can still smell, not in a bad way, but the sound has a unique smell. And anybody from Jersey knows it, that sea, salt, sand. I've never really smelled it around here, except maybe in like Sandbridge when you get out in the sound area. Maybe I've smelled it on the eastern shore, but it's cool. But anyway, I think of Wildwood. We go to Wildwood and then we'd get out of the car and we'd have all our stuff. And the beach was so long. And that beach walk would be like, oh my God, I think of my parents now, because they'd have the cart and all the kids' toys and all the crap. It was just you just want to pass out by the time you get to your destination because the beach is so big there. So nowadays I've gone there to visit friends and now they've literally put pathways in so you don't have to tread through the deep sand. It's like literally like a walkway. And now they even have rides like four-wheelers. You can hire somebody to pick you up and take you down to the water. That's how wide their beach is. Like, Virginia Beach North End that's a pretty big beach.
Yep. Yeah.
It's even bigger than that because the North End, I had to deal with that too. Like, I sound so privileged. Like, oh, I had to deal with that. Whoa, it's me. I lived on 73rd and then 85th, and that's big, big beaches, and they're really pretty, y'all. I was privileged to live
that
down
is
there.
a very underrated section
Oh
of
God, it's so gorgeous.
the United States, to be honest.
Ian, I know. Well, it was a good secret. My son, that's the favorite. Like he always says, if I ever get money, that's where I'm going to try and get a house down
Right.
on the north end of Virginia Beach. And he loves it there. And so I'm so glad that I got to raise him there. And when we lived on 73rd, we called it Tiny Town. It was like this dilapidated shack. And I got away with it because I used to joke, I had this shack amongst the mansions. But there is a lot of humble housing down there. Not so much anymore, but 15, 20 years ago there was. Now things are getting knocked down, unfortunately, and new stuff is going in. But when we lived on 85th, that was a nicer place, and that's when I started working out of the home. But the beach down there is so big and luscious and gorgeous that a lot of the Yankees are coming in and buying that land up because it was underrated and it was like a secret, like I felt like the Virginians didn't know what they had.
I feel like that property has been dominated by the New York folk for quite some time.
Yeah, a couple from Philly bought my house.
Is that your experience living in the North End? Is you feel like there's a lot of northern influence?
Well, not so much yet. When I was down there, I've been on this side. I've been on the Bay side for 5 years.
Right.
And now with the development as fast as it's going, 5 years is kind of, I don't know, it has changed a lot within that time. But a couple from Philly bought the house that I rented. It wasn't my house. My landlord passed away. Her daughter sold it for $1 million, 1,0000. And the guy from Philly I got to talk to, because that's where I'm from. His wife was from around here though. So he was familiar. He knew about this secret. And for $1 million, you can't even get close to the beach in New Jersey. And that's where Philly goes to the shore. And she wanted to come back here anyway. So they redid the house. He looked right at me. He goes, "I'm not trying to be a landlord." I was like, "Yes, sir. I will find a new place to live." And they took the duplex and made it one big family home, and it's gorgeous. But that is happening on the north end. Now, I don't know if I would assume, yeah. I call it the Yankees are coming. The Yankees are coming. They're finding out. And
do you know that one street? I forget what it's called, but it's in between like downtown Chicks Beach, where I'm talking about, where like HK in the Bay is, and the Green Parrot, and Aries on the Bay.
There.
So on the other side, Aries, like right by us.
Yeah.
So that there's that one street that connects the two on the bike path.
Lookout? Is it called Lookout?
It might actually be Lookout all the way down at the very end. It's there.
A cool area.
But those houses are amazing.
I know.
And on that street. I
love that area. It's a really cool area. But yes, I had a friend come in, childhood friend from Jersey. And she came in. We got to go to the beach on Wednesday night. And then I drove her around. I took 2 hours and drove her from my house, where me and you were in the center of it all, right? Like, it's so perfect because I took her left first because she would probably be able to rent in Willoughby, Ocean View. And now Ocean View, where we used to where I used to hang out when I was young, was very seedy and rock and roll bars, dancing bars. Oh my God, it was so fun. Well, now they got rid of all that, and now it's all fancy housing that I literally work for them as Pilates, a Pilates trainer. But I always joke around. I'm like, man, if they knew the DNA that's on this land. But past there is Willoughby and all that, and then coming back, that took an hour, and then to go to the south end of the beach took another hour. So our beach is 2 hours long, and we didn't stop anywhere. We just went and came back, So it's a good size, but that's the ocean and the bay. So
yeah, you can start all the way at the bridge tunnel on the Willoughby or whatever.
That's where we were.
And not turn one time and end up in Chesapeake.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's just a beautiful area, people. And it really is diversified too, like in so many different ways and so many different kinds of beach too. Like you get down in Sandbridge. Now Sandbridge is getting really built up, but a taste of the Carolina feel of the Outer Banks. I just got invited to a wedding in September in the Outer Banks.
Sandbridge was like old school North Carolina.
Yeah.
Maybe no longer.
It really, I know.
And old school North Carolina was, our parents would take us down there.
I bet.
When we were in like elementary schools. Just going down there was like so much fun.
I bet. Because that was yours.
You go to the movies on the rainy day, go play the golf, go to the giant arcade, the go-karts.
And what about Duck? That was really, but that was probably boring when you were a little kid, but that area is so
that's
cool.
The more adult playground.
And there's areas back there, people still where people are off-road. You can only go there with an off-road vehicle. And I'm always intrigued by people like that because I think that's cool. Anybody that can go off-grid, anybody that, there's housing still back there. Horses roam free, swear, not lying. It's really, there is still some places in the Americas that are untouched.
If you go to southern North Carolina, you can really get into some nice exotic beaches that are along national forest that will never be developed.
I bet. And think about it, like that's where the pirates were first landing is right here where we are. People all think of, the Pilgrims and all that. It's not. First landing park is where Steve and I are, and that is Virginia Beach, in the That's a state park. I guess it's called First
Yeah,
Landing
no,
State
that's
Park.
it.
Yeah, that's a cool area. I mean, we just live in a really nice area, so it is fun when friends come in
The
to
siege of
brag.
Yorktown was right up the river
I
in the
know.
Chesapeake Bay, right where the York River is.
I know. It's a really pretty area in the Tidewater area. That's why I said I'm going to invest in a kayak and set my Subaru up now, because that's what I feel like. I'm in that part of my life where I get to be me again, because I gave everything for my kid. I mean, that's normal. I was a mom. That's what my
Oh,
job
you can
was
drop the
to do.
kayak in right here.
I know. I don't have to go anywhere. I can go
Yeah.
in my backyard. Like the Brock Center is my backyard. That's what's cool about here too. Like I don't drink anymore, even though I love still going to bars. It's kind of funny. But to socialize, often I'll ask somebody to just come over and we'll go for the, like, I use the Brock Center as enticement. Like, come over and visit and we'll walk through the Brock Center. And everybody's always like, okay. Like, if I haven't seen a friend in a while, it's a great way to reconnect. Get a coffee, walk through the Brock Center. And the Brock Center is all on Tidewater and stuff like that. If you're not from around here, it's kind of a state park, kind of untouched. Unfortunately, they're touching it right now, but it will get better. And it's going to be kayak conducive too, by the way. But sun tanning versus sunburn, another kind of boring subject, but I thought it was kind of interesting. I just have to mention it since we're doing summer stuff. A tan is skin damage. I did not know that. Like, because I am after a tan right now. Now, granted, I am female, obviously, so I get to use bronzer and a brush. So I can do that. I can fake it. But I admit, I do like to go to the beach
But
and
you get your
lay in the
positive
sun.
endorphins released too.
Right. I do.
There's something about that getting sun that's good. Actually good for
Exactly.
you.
And I think it's very good for us too. So I wish I would have asked more, let's do the benefits of the sun, because the sun does get a bad rap. But a tan is skin damage. So it's not when you get red, it's before. So melanin increases because your skin is trying to protect itself. So that's what it's doing. It's releasing that as a barrier. So burning faster, I'm fair skin, I have less natural melanin. So UV damage happens quicker. And I have to go to the dermatologist and get my little skin check every year I go, because of who I am. I'm an Irish girl. I'm 86% Irish. So my skin, if you went to my country, it's pretty overcast a lot. So my skin is not cut out for this kind of weather. So I know I have to take care of it. But I'm embarrassed to tell you I don't use as much SPF as you think I would. I wish I could tell you that I did. I used to, through the years, wear makeup. And makeup tends to have SPF. So I think that's what protected my skin and my face for so long. And now that I'm older, I don't want to put makeup on my face because it just makes me look older, right? So now I should really invest in a really high quality SPF. The reason why I don't is because it's just stinky and it clogs your pores and it's nasty. So I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm just telling the truth. And it's not my opinion. I know that SPF is something I should be using more, or I'm just gonna get damage. I do wear a lot of hats though. I am definitely a hat person. So that is to my advantage. I wear hats in the summer, I wear hats in the winter, and I wear scarves a lot. And you might even know that if you see me on the podcast. Most of you just listen to me, but I don't have one on today, but did I earlier? No, but I often wear like a bandana or something like that. So that does protect my forehead, which is a 5 head, which is why I like to wear scarves and hats. I used to have bangs too, and now I grew my bangs out. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, super 5 head. SPF facts. 30 blocks 97% of UVB. SPF 50 blocks 98%. What? Oh, okay. Sorry. SPF 30 blocks 97. So 1% more with That's why I don't believe SPF. Like, it's probably like everything else with supplements. It's just BS. Like, you don't know what to believe and what not. So SPF 50 blocks 98%, but only if you apply enough. And remember, you're supposed to apply it often. Like, if you're a sweater like me, that's another reason why I don't like wearing a lot.
It's hard. You know what happens? It gets in my eyes.
Exactly. Me too. That's why I don't wear it.
And then, yeah.
That's why I don't wear it, especially at the gym. Like,
there were people that argue you shouldn't wear it at all.
I know that just came out, and I was so happy because, well, remember when headbands?
I don't know
were
if that's
the
exact truth or not, but
I don't know either.
That stuff apparently
is filled with like bad
it's
stuff.
Not doing your skin any justice. You
I
might as well.
I was kind of happy when I heard that because I have been guilty of not really wearing it, and a lot of it is like what you said, Steve. It would, and for a while there, earlier in my career, not so much now that I've really been specializing in the reformer and working on my own, and started, really focused in on my own business the last, I guess, 8, 9 years, 10 years. But prior to that, I would have more outdoor jobs. It was kind of cool. I used to go to more people's houses. So sometimes in the summer, not sometimes, like all the time until it got really, really hot, we would often work outside. I'd take the client out because I knew that most likely they weren't out because I'd go to people's houses more. So yes, like it would run in my eyes. I couldn't wear sunscreen a lot. It was just too hurtful.
Yeah.
And it burns.
It gets in your eye. Yeah.
Right.
It gets in your eyes and your...
So sunscreen safety, dermatologists agree mineral SPF like zinc or titanium is the safest for sensitive skin. So that kind of gets into where we were like, here we go with the BS stuff now.
Just get under the umbrella some, you don't have to sit in the sun all day, Give yourself some breaks.
Well, I kind of agree with like that zinc or titanium. That's probably not that bad for you. And, you know how that white, you'd see people or lifeguards would do it. I think that's the most efficient. I think that's how you're really going to protect yourself. Put it on your nose. That way it doesn't run into your eyes.
Your ear tips and your nose definitely make sure you kind of get that sort of thing.
Lips.
Your chin, your lips, your
lips.
forehead.
And as a female, I always put it on my neck and cover my neck. And now that I'm older, I like to wear higher, like I'm not wearing the low cut tops like I did when I was younger. So I wear stuff like that. So that's protecting too, thankfully. When I was young, God, you're like... little string bikini top, and I would wear a headband and a hat and some sunglasses, and I'm just exposed to the sun with my Irish skin. Like, oh my goodness. So yes, I go every year to the dermatologist to check and make sure I don't have to pay for all those years of putting baby oil on. We were like so awful, us Jersey girls.
Oh man, one of the loves of my life in college. This girl straight up would go lay out in the sun and douse herself with the baby oil.
Baby oil, I love her. Yep. And then we would even there was this other stuff that we would put in it. I can't think of it. It would even give you like an orange tone.
Oh, the baby oil.
I can't.
I'm thinking of myself being fried.
Yeah, just so dangerous. Like you can hear your skin sizzling, smell it. Like it's so gross. It's so bad for you, but whatever. We did a lot of stuff that was bad for us. And thankfully the world got more educated. Like I think of all the cigarettes I smoked, like I'd be out there with the baby oil, smoking a cigarette and the Aquanet in my hair. I'm surprised they didn't explode. Fun summer wellness wins. Cold fruit equals hydration. Beach workouts. Okay, watermelon is 92% water loaded with electrolytes. So boom, right there. Water. Hopefully you like it. I love watermelon. So watermelon is really good for you. Good. Beach workouts without trying. So swimming, walking in the sand, carrying beach gear. That's a workout. So it counts. Micro joy movement sunset walks, morning beach strolls, and pool play burn more than people think. Here's me. I was thinking pool, like a pool table. Duh. I think I'm losing my mind. Pool play. Here's you. Yeah. You play at pools all day long, Steve. We admit it. That's what you do. You don't work at pools, you play.
I'm trying to incorporate that a little more.
Well, that's good. You should.
That's part of the job.
You should, yeah, make your job more enjoyable now that you're older.
Well,
it's not all about the money.
Is I've been getting in and trying to get some range of motion on the old knees and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was going to say.
It's amazing how just even standing in the water, it feels so much better than standing in life.
Exactly.
In a weird way.
Water exercises the best. In fact, one of my clients, me and her are on 3-month hiatus because she is going to be in the pool 4 times a week. Now, granted, 4 times a week, that sounds like a lot. And obviously there'll be rain days and stuff like that. So I might hear from her. But she really loves pool exercise and she does it. And I trust her and I believe her. And we did just start this year. So this will be our first summer where we're taking, but like I always joke with my clients, like till death do us part, I will work for her forever. It's not like she always has to be with me week after week after week. So she's taking a break in the summer to do her pool exercise. And I'll hear from her maybe once a month. I might check in on her once a month, or if we go through another rainy spell like we just had, she'll probably call me and we'll go to the gym together. But I never argue with a girl that wants to work out in the pool. It's the best for you ever. The best, in my opinion. So you move every single muscle, and it's great on your joints, and it is weight bearing because the water creates weight bearing. I just can't. I could do a whole podcast on that. In fact, I will. I'm going to do a podcast on water, the benefits of water exercise, and we'll get into all the scientific, little fun facts of how much weight you're doing. If you add like a milk carton or a noodle, I'll teach you all that. I love that stuff. So we'll do that for a podcast one week. But I have a little tease. I don't like to try and sell myself when I'm on here. This is supposed to be fun and relaxation and fun, but I can't help it. I have to sell myself a little bit. You should give me your email. If anybody's listening live, just send it any way you can. Or because I don't send out a bunch of sales stuff. I don't at all. I don't have time for that. In fact, I'm going to try to do more. So you might get a sales once a week, but I'd really like doing fun things and educational stuff every week. And so last week for Memorial Day, I did some recipes and they were so good. And I've had the help of a virtual assistant in my past, so I can't take credit on it all because some of them, they're just pretty. So you want to give me your email address so you get my fun emails. So it was a bunch of recipes. I did grilled veggies and chicken, blah, blah, blah. All right. I don't have to bore you with that. Healthy 7-layer dip. And it's a healthy version using Greek yogurt rather than sour cream, guacamole salsa. Refreshing sweet. This is my favorite. Cool down with a naturally sweet and hydrating treat. It's a watermelon pizza. And you cut the watermelon, in slices round-wise. And there's blueberries and bananas and Greek yogurt on top, and you decorate it with berries and shredded coconut and granola. It's really like great berry arugula salad, grilled pineapple salsa. This was really cool for parties, mini skewer appetizers where you put cubes of cheese, cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, and grapes. And for the protein, like maybe like a slice of turkey, or like I have pepperonis and it looks like some salami here, but I'm from Philly, so that's going to happen. But you can make it even a healthier kind of cut meat, just like really cool stuff you could bring to a party, because that's what that was for. But like coming this week is skinny cocktails, and then the week after is mocktails, and maybe I'll change the order since I'm don't drink anymore. Maybe I'll put the non-alcoholic first, but like watermelon mint, blueberry lemonade, like just really good recipes, virgin pina colada, grapefruit and lime spritzer. Those are the mocktails. Here's interesting skinny cocktails. Mystery melon skinny cocktail. So a fruity drink made with 0-calorie sparkling ice, mint, rum, and a mystery fruit flavor. So I guess you get to choose the flavor. Skinny beach cocktail, which is vodka, juice, and sparkling water. Skinny mojito, sugar-free sweetener. So I don't know about how some people feel about sugar-free sweetener, but just so you know, there's ways to even participate in having cocktails that you can slim down, make a skinny version. Like simple vodka and club soda is with a lime or a lemon is refreshing. So there is ways to go to parties this summer. Before I close out, I do have to say the gin and tonic. I joke around because I've been sober now going on 15 years this round, and prior I've been sober 7. So a lot of my adult life I didn't drink alcohol, and I have always regretted that I didn't drink more high dollar gin. That's always been where I'm like, damn it. I would always forget, and excuse my mouth. Sorry, that wasn't necessary to say that. But darn it. A really good gin and tonic with Tanqueray. Like you can't get cheap gin. That ruins everything. That's like cheap tequila. But I could still taste really good gin and go and appreciate that, and with the right garnish. Something else I thought was interesting for that came under skinny cocktails was espresso martini. That would be something that I would have liked back in the day, because I liked martinis and I love coffee and espresso. So get my email, and you'll get stuff like this every week. I send out really cool stuff, and with the help of she helped me for a long time, and hopefully she'll be helping me again in the future. I just have so many built up right now that I'm still sending stuff out. But I think we have a really exciting summer ahead of us. There's lots and lots of ways to stay healthy and eat and drink and be merry and still stay on track. I am in the part of my life where I do want to celebrate more and celebrate my good decisions, from being persistent, having discipline, and it's really fun. Like I'm glad that I have learned to eat right through my life, and that's why I want to share it with you, because I don't like when people think that, oh, like quitting drinking is going to be boring. It's just a change. I even have skinny drinks for you, skinny non-alcoholic drinks for you to drink. And lots of fun to be had. Or even if you are still drinking, thinking that going on a healthier path, because there's nothing wrong with drinking in moderation. I never want to sound like that. I just personally can't drink healthy, so I don't. But there's lots of ways to even go to parties, bring things to parties that are healthy and happy. Don't feel like, if you wanted to change your style of living and really look into a healthier lifestyle, that you're giving up anything, you're gaining. In fact, when you start like my transformation programs, that's like one of the first things I talk about with people is what we are going to do here is start adding things in. And I find that when you add things into people's lifestyles, they start removing things on their own because there's only room for so many things. So if you start showing healthy choices that make them feel better, they start to just get rid of it. Your body will start getting rid of the junk on its own, because I eat healthy basically all the time, but don't think that I don't love chips. Or I got ice cream cones today. I haven't had them in so long. I went like for 8 weeks, maybe not that long, with no ice cream in the house because I just wanted to see if I could do it. And what I was doing was making Greek yogurt bowls, adding granola and a lot of fruit to Greek yogurt, trying to get my protein in. So I figured out a way to get that sweet tooth satisfied without these little mini ice creams. But today I even looked at a lady in the grocery store and I was like, I am going down the ice cream aisle because it's been a long time since I've been there. So yeah, don't think that choosing a healthy lifestyle means that you have to starve or neglect yourself at all. It's going to be a great summer ahead. I hope that you will continue listening to Steve and I, because I have had a interesting spring. I'm not going to say it was bad. I'm not going to say it was good, because it was actually a really great spring. But I had some incidents go down where I was just uber busy. And my guest list, I got to be honest, buddy, Steve, it's pretty nil right now. I have tons of people to follow up with. I've already asked them. So tune in with us this summer. We'll have some guests on again. I promise. I'm starting to be able to have a little more time and get back to people and say, hey, come on. And Steve and I are getting a more steady times too, both of us. With Steve, you're starting now, the pools are opening. We're past Memorial Day. Do you feel like you'll get to have some breaths?
Yeah. I feel like slowly but surely we're starting to.
Yeah, me too.
Chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
A couple people may beg to differ.
Right? I know.
But we're, again, this weather, which it's pouring its butt off right now.
It is.
I was trying to, I didn't know if that was like a weird noise on the computer or coming through my headphones. But I was like, what is that noise?
It's
right. And finally I looked outside and yes, it's pouring.
I'm trying to think, did I close everything off? I did. In fact, I know I did, because like we were just saying, I had to put the AC on today. So yeah, everything's closed up. Car is closed up. I don't even think I ever put the sunroof up. That's always my scary thing, that I'm going to leave the sunroof open. But I'll tell you what, I didn't drive my car for a couple of days, or if I did, it was very short. And I got in my car this morning and it smelled so musty. And I thought, oh my God, did I leave a window open? I think just from all this moisture that it's impossible. Mm-hmm. And once I started running the car, because I did drive it a little bit yesterday, but I couldn't find a wet place. But I thought, why is it so musty? I think just we had so much rain the last couple of days. It's just hard to escape. Right. But I won't keep yammering on and on. Keep tuning in, people. I think we're going to stick with the Wednesday evening for a while now, because then both of us have gotten our days of work in, and I'm in a really good mood. Like, I could keep going, but I won't. Steve's like, no, you won't.
You can always play this on your replay for lunch or during your workday on Thursday or Friday.
I like evenings. Plus, it'll be easier on the guests.
Yes. All right, Sizzle, good job.
Thank you. Have the best night ever. Yeah, that turned out to be a good one. do have a month.